Back to episode 7. The drive to the beach was quite comfortable for Taehyung. He got to speak to the real Jungkook. He found that he was someone that either the business world nor the mafia world knows. Someone who is deep into art and music. He had never thought that Jungkook had any sense of music and art, but he turned out to be an amazing painter. The moment when they got to the beach, he was mesmerized by the beauty of the clean and clear sea, but he could not see any human except of them and the guards who had opened the gate into Jungkook's small stay house there. It's beautiful, but why aren't people? It's beautiful, but why aren't any people here? Taehyung asked. JK, because it's a private beach, said Jungkook as if it was a simple thing. You own a private beach? Asked Taehyung in surprise. Jungkook just nodded his head and smiled. He had expected this kind of reaction from Taehyung in these months of their stay at Jungkook's house. Jungkook had also got to know a lot about this cute man. You are too materialistic, commented Taehyung. JK, you have no idea about that. Namjoon Hyung owns Iceland just because Jin-hyung liked it on their honeymoon, Jungkook said. Taehyung's eyes grew big. These rich people have different kind of obsession towards things. The house they were staying at was simple and in Taehyung's budget. It had a huge hall, 2 bedrooms, a kitchen and Jungkook's part piano. Peasant Taehyung decided to take a nap. Though he was a little tired from 3 hours of long journey, Taehyung could not sleep for more than a minute. He got out of the bed and went out. He roamed around the house and filled his hungry stomach with food. He got interested in what Jungkook was doing and he slowly stepped into the zone. It was huge and there was painting everywhere. He wondered if Jungkook was the one who created them. Each one was different from the previous one, and when he passed through a certain painting, he saw Jungkook shirtless with his hair in a man bun, a painting brush in his right hand, and a plate in the other. He was looking hot, but what catch Taehyung's attention was the huge tattoo of an eye and crown on Jungkook's upper arm. It covered most of Jungkook's arm and for some reason it excited Taehyung most. He didn't think twice before stepping close to Jungkook and feeling the huge tattoo on his with his fingertip, every little stroke looking clear. Concentration diverted from the painting when Taehyung got into the pay. He continued to paint. He came here once in a while to relieve his stress, removing all his stress out in the form of a painting. He smiled at himself when Taehyung exclaimed at every other painting unknowingly. He knew he had catched Taehyung's attention, yet in another form now. He heard a gasp and he knew it was for the art on his arm. Everyone was not allowed to see the tattoo, only very close people of the king can see it. After a few seconds, he sensed Taehyung's fingers drawing on his arm from back and he knew it has catch his attention. The tattoo itself was beautiful and graceful, and anyone would want to touch it, but what he had not expected was for them to hug him from behind. For sure, they had an intimate moment, but never had they ever hugged. It made Jungkook's stomach swell. Beautiful whispered Taehyung against Jungkook's skin. His lips were pressed against his arms. They didn't think twice before kissing the eye of the tattoo. He moved his hand over the tattoo for a moment, forgetting that he was with the mafia boss. Jungkook stayed silent and let him do whatever he wanted. His heartbeat was also encouraging. Taehyung hugged him again. It seems like he was not in a state of mind to realize his action. He was supposed to leave Jungkook and his mansion as soon as possible, but now his actions were driving him more towards Jungkook. He catch hold of Jungkook's torso from behind and placed his own body okay his back and hugged him. I want to have one just like this, he said. Not everyone can have this thing. Only the king is allowed, and only his close ones are allowed to look at it, he explained, which meant the next heir of the kings would be allowed to have such a tattoo. They may be a little small one. Say, he asked him why was he asking him why would he want to have a tattoo like the king. JK, then it would mean that you belongs to my family. They stay silent. The silence meant that maybe Taehyung would be okay belong to his family if he can have this tattoo. Maybe it also means Jungkook was also willing to get one such tattoo on Taehyung. JK, there is this certain symbol on eyeballs of the tattoo that is the symbol of our gang. If I let you have that symbol on you, then it means you belongs to me. Any kind of loss to you is lost to me, he explained. Young withdrew from the hug and looked at the eye of the tattoo. It did really have a symbol. In fact, those were the king's symbol and not an eyeball at all. Now he remembered seeing this symbol in Jungkook's office. Now he even remembered seeing a small eye tattoo on Jin Hyung's arm that he actually looked like a cat eye. Jungkook turned around, placed the bruise and plate aside. He held Taehyung by his waist and he said, JK, everyone is recognized in the world by the tattoo on them. They all call me king. Nobody even know my real name. If you get the tattoo, among all the cases they have had in these days, this one was the first that Taehyung insisted. The kissed lived deep and passionately. Their lips locked so perfectly as if they were meant to be. He had never felt anything like this before. This was just influation. This was something deep and meaningful, something that the both of them felt that it would last long. Taehyung's fingers were lost in Jungkook's headlock, Jungkook's hand roaming over his princess body. Their eyes were closed and they were lost in unknown feeling. Taehyung gasped for the breath. I like a king, he whispered from where he had mustered up so much of confidence. And Jungkook lost all his sanity. Even if he touched his body for another second, he would adore him, and Taehyung would regret confessing. He drew his hands back and stood a little away from Taehyung. JK, we should go out. We can't play for long after it gets dark, he said. Taehyung nodded his head and walked out. Along with Jungkook towards the beach, they played like kids, laughing and joking. They threw water at each other. Taehyung didn't feel any bad when Jungkook didn't react to his confession. He felt very good after letting things off his chest. He didn't even expect Jungkook to return his feelings. He was just happy the way it was all going as expected. They ended up kissing in the water. They had no people to care around. It was just them. They kissed multiple times and everything. It felt so right that they wanted it more. It was getting dark and they had to go in, but here they were in the water kissing. Jungkook pulled back from the kiss when he sensed Taehyung was getting needy. JK, you are not allowed to get needy just like this, princess, said Jungkook with a smirk. Taehyung just blushed hard. JK, we should go inside now. It's quite dark already, he said. Taehyung nodded his head and both of them went back to Jungkook's beach house. They took a nice warm bath and had their dinner. Jungkook knew that they would be exhausted by the time they returned, so he had ordered the guys to get their dinner ready. They watched TV for some time and then they decided to sleep. They decided to sleep together. They occupied their sides and lied down. Jungkook had decided not to do anything to Taehyung at any cost, but Taehyung turned towards him and he tapped his forearm to get his attention. Can I see your tattoo again? He asked. JK, so what? That you can get needy again? Mocked Jungkook. Perhaps he didn't know the effect he had on Taehyung. Taehyung just blushed and pleaded, please. JK, what would you do in return? Jungkook asked. We'd do anything to look at it again, he said excited. JK, you know what you are getting yourself into, right? Asked Jungkook, smirking all the while. Yes, I know, he replied. Jungkook had never asked Taehyung to do anything horrible. Everything he had asked till now was all a place for Taehyung. Jungkook smirked as thoughts came in his mind and he sat up and turned side to Taehyung. Taehyung saw the tattoo again and touched it with his hands. He boldly kissed it. This time they play kiss all over and go further than the tattoo to the down back kissing down. Jungkook was getting needy. He turned around and placed Taehyung on his lap. JK, enough looking, princess, get to work now, he said. He caressed his lips over Taehyung's. He placed Taehyung over his laps and began to get more needy. The next moment, Taehyung catch his action as he began to move. He was moving Jungkook's jeon against his butt. Taste it, said Jungkook as they detached their lips. Taehyung hesitated a bit because he didn't know how to do this, but he wanted to try. He had left amazing when Jungkook had made him relax. He was sure he was going to love the end result of whatever they were doing. He lowered himself on his knees. Jungkook was feeling relaxed. JK, you are so good at it, princess. Let me make you feel good as well, he said, lifting Taehyung and placed him straight in the bed. Though this was excited Taehyung, the last time Jungkook made him feel so good was way too good. Soon Jungkook was at action and Taehyung cried and cried as his feeling was hearing. He roamed his hand over Jungkook's shoulder and catch hold of Jungkook's hair. Even though Taehyung was done, but Jungkook didn't stop and keep doing it, and Taehyung was keep losing it all. It has been 3 times, and this time Taehyung losing his consciousness even before he could relax. Jungkook smiled and let go of Taehyung. He didn't care to clean Taehyung got unsafe. He had captured Taehyung's legs in his. He rolled on his side of the bed, pulling Taehyung in his arm. JK, you're too good to let go, princess. The back The way back home was really comfortable, though Taehyung was shy over the last night incident. Throughout the journey, Jungkook felt like Taehyung had something to tell, or rather ask him, but he let it slide. He didn't want to speak anything related to Taehyung's confession. Taehyung indeed had something to tell. In fact, to show him something or give him back something. The greenish blue collar pendant chain that Jungkook had around his neck, it for sure was important for Jungkook. Taehyung guessed. Then he stopped himself from giving it back to Jungkook. He for sure, like Jungkook, he had even spoken it out loud. Now they wanted to keep a thing that would remind him of Jungkook. He didn't knew when Taehyung would get out of this situation, but he still wanted to keep it with him. Days passed by only to bring Taekook more closer. There aren't anything more than blissful kisses and small make-out sessions between them, but in these few days, Taehyung had grown more close to Jungkook's family. It was early in the morning. Taehyung was out in the garden. Jungkook had given them complete freedom to roam around the house and garden amongst the beautiful flowers and peaceful plants. He saw Jin in his own world. They walked up to him and stood at a little distance from him. Once Jin noticed them, he asked him to sit beside by tapping the ground next to him. Jin, life is full of unexpected turns of events, right? Said Jin. Taehyung nodded his head in agreement. Jin, had you ever thought that you would end up getting feelings for your Gne? The question was so up to Mark that he got to know that everyone in the mansion knows about his feelings for Jungkook. He shook his head and no. Jin, I too had never thought that I would end up becoming. Jin, my mom was the queen of the King clan before Jungkook. She was super strong and most of the people came to her for protection and some of them stayed there forever, but this wasn't the case in my life. I was kidnapped when I was 20 years old by our rivals. That's when I met Namjoon. He always wanted to join military, but because of a tattoo on his body, he got rejected. He somehow helped me get out of there and brought me back home. He has been a hero since then. It was love at first sight. We fell in love and Namjoon decided to stay in this clan as my mom's right hand man forever. But happiness didn't live long. When we wanted to get married, the clan rules were against our love. Bottom of any mafia family should get married to a non-mafia top. But mom went against the stupid rule and get us married. But soon she was attacked for breaking the rules. Since then I have been guilty that it was all my fault. But now when I was supposed to get my happiness. Everything had to be ruined. I did everything to get pregnant, for getting shots, to get physical 3 times a day, but nothing worked. Namjoon had said he would be happy even without kids. He just wants me, but I have dreamed to be a pa. Ever since I discovered that I was a bottom to continue. Jungkook did not confess back to Taehyung what is he has in his mind and if he is gonna accept Taehyung's feelings or not. We will get to know all this in the next episode. See you again. Bye bye.